Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're jumping straight into a truly incredible story. We're talking about a journey that completely flips the script on what's possible when you mix serious resilience with smart strategy. We're breaking down the zero to infinity story of Karan Singh Yadav. This is, the ultimate rags to riches analysis, going from deep, systemic poverty to a level of lasting success that's just mind-blowing. My goal with this explainer today is to give you a crystal clear map of exactly how he pulled it off. We're going to decode the specific mindsets and decisions that got him there so you can actually take these lessons and apply them to your own life. So, let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Just look at the contrast here. Back in 1958, his life was completely defined by manual farming, heavy family debt, and eventually squeezing his entire family into just one tiny rented room. Now fast forward to today, 5 massive companies, sprawling farmhouses, and literally crores in property. Wow. This isn't magic, right? And it absolutely wasn't handed to him on a silver platter. It was a calculated, relentless climb. This is the sheer scale of the journey we're analyzing today. So how exactly does a village boy bridge that massive gap, going from absolute zero to an achievement level that looks, quite frankly, like infinity?
Section 1. Humble Beginnings and Hardships. Well, to really wrap our heads around this transformation, we've got to start at Chapter 1. The foundation of his resilience, it was forged in the small, dusty village of Sambal in Uttar Pradesh. He was born into severe poverty in 1958, but he had this intense, burning passion to study and educate himself. But life, as it so often does, threw a wrench in those plans. His family's financial situation was just so incredibly dire that he was forced to drop out of school entirely just to help his dad with the farming. It's heartbreaking, really. Yet, the very second the family's situation improved even slightly, he refused to settle into that reality. He marched right back to his education, eventually earning his ITI and BA degrees from Chandosi in Sambal. Now, resuming his education was a massive uphill battle. He had to scrape together small loans just to pay the fees to finish those studies. But what kept him going through all that friction was this deep, internal oath he made to himself to become a big man. It wasn't just some fleeting wish because he was frustrated. It was a rock-solid promise. And that promise became the undeniable fuel for literally every single decision he made from that point on.
Section 2. The Delhi Hustle.
As the eldest son, the immense weight of the family's financial burden eventually landed squarely on his shoulders. He knew he couldn't just stay in Sambal. He had to step up. And that meant packing up and moving to the chaotic, hyper-competitive hub of Delhi. Once he got there, a friend helped him land a field job, and let me tell you, it was grueling. He was commuting daily, all the way from Sambal to Delhi. Can you imagine? Just carrying the sheer weight of his family's survival on his back? It was physically exhausting and completely draining. But then, what changed everything? What was the exact breaking point that finally forced him off this endless treadmill?
And this brilliantly illustrates that turning point. One day, after he got back from just an exceptionally brutal shift, his wife saw the severe physical toll this job was taking on him. His hands were literally seizing up. They were going numb from all the manual labor and that insane commute. With tears in her eyes, she pleaded with him, "Please leave this fieldwork." It was a profound, deeply emotional realization for him. Destroying his physical health just wasn't a sustainable path to success. He desperately needed a different way.
Section 3. A Life-Changing Pivot.
That emotional plea from his wife actually sparked a strategic masterstroke. He made the absolutely terrifying decision to quit that stable but totally destructive field job. Instead, he pivoted. He started working for an export company right back in his village. And man, this move was the ultimate game changer. Working there, he finally made enough money to clear out all of his past debts, but more importantly, he discovered a massive, genuine passion for the export business itself. This newfound stability, mixed with a really clear sense of direction, meant he could finally move his whole family out of Sambal and into a rented house in Delhi.
Let's move to Section 4 and see how this builds. Building an empire. So eventually, he took an entrepreneurial leap that, honestly, very few people would have the guts to take. He started his own small handicraft business straight out of that exact same rented room in Delhi. Think about the risk here. It was monumental. If he failed, it meant dragging his entire family right back to square one. But by pouring his immense passion into the work, he started supplying his goods directly to major exporters. And the business just rapidly scaled. His work ethic was so undeniable that he started seeing industry-wide success, making headlines and proving his foundation was strong enough to handle massive growth.
And he definitely didn't stop at just one successful business. That single rented room operation exploded into 5 highly successful, distinct companies. 5. And what I think is truly special about this milestone is that today it operates as this tight-knit family empire. His 3 sons, Rajesh, Sanjeev, and Naveen, they're all in it together, managing these companies right alongside him. As his ambition multiplied, the enterprise multiplied right along with it.
Now, the financial rewards of this expanding empire are just staggering. Today, he owns multiple farmhouses and commercial buildings across prime locations. We're talking Vasankunj, Chhatarpur, Noida, and Gurgaon. And he and his entire extended family, they all live together in this incredibly luxurious farmhouse in Chhatarpur. It's the ultimate physical realization of that big man promise he made to himself as a struggling kid back in the village.
Section 5. Never forgetting the roots.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is, well, if the story ended strictly with wealth and farmhouses, it wouldn't be truly legendary, right? What really sets Karan Singh Yadav apart is his absolute refusal to let the money change his core character. So what exactly does the number 0 represent here? 0 is the exact cost for the villagers to use the hospital and the schools that he personally funded and built back in Sambal. He literally poured his wealth directly back into his roots, making sure that no one in his village would ever have to suffer the lack of resources that he did growing up.
And despite having crores in the bank, he maintains a remarkably simple lifestyle. He has a strict open-door policy. Seriously, whether it's someone traveling all the way from his home village or just a stranger struggling on the streets of Delhi, if they genuinely need help, he never says no. His financial success didn't build a wall around him, it actually just amplified his ability to be generous and accessible.
Section 6. 7 Rules for Success. Let's break this down for you.
We can essentially distill his entire sweeping life story into actionable rules for success that apply to all of us. Number 1. Stay down to earth no matter how high your net worth climbs. Number 2. Keep the passion burning for absolutely whatever task you take on. Number 3, and this is vital, keep moving. Early on, he faced some really significant business losses, but he didn't let that freeze him, He absorbed the hit and just kept pushing forward. And number 4, always help others and treat everyone with equal respect, totally regardless of their status or wealth.
Okay, the final 3 rules. Number 5. Have immense gratitude for whatever you receive in life. Number 6. Practice absolute honesty in your work and absolutely no excuses when things get incredibly tough. And finally, number 7. Always think big and trust yourself implicitly. Even today, with all his wealth secured and his businesses totally thriving, he stays highly active. He still gets his hands dirty, works hard himself, and firmly believes that a person should never, ever truly stop working. So the crucial point is, his entire ethos is summarized perfectly right here. His core motive was to truly be big. Big in character, in achievement, in resilience, and in generosity. It was never, ever about trying to look big through flashy pretense or arrogance. He values genuine, quiet, and impactful success over empty showing off. It's always substance over style, every single time. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on. What does your infinity look like? Karan Singh Yadav started at absolute 0, carrying the crushing weight of farming debts, and he found his unique, steady path to infinity. So where are you heading, and what rules are you using to get there? Thank you so much for exploring this incredible story with me today. I highly encourage you to take these lessons, apply them to your own journey,